What is Andrej Karpathy going to do in his sabbatical? We want to discuss the reasons for Andrej Karpathy leaving. We believe it's good news for Tesla, and also our conjecture of why he's doing and what we should expect in the near future as far as AI is concerned with Tesla. This is the Not Even Wrong podcast. It's March 28th, 2022. This is Krim Dalko. For the day, the fund is up 7.7%. The market's up 70 basis points. For the year, we're down 3.4%. The market's down 3.8%. We're outperforming by 40 basis points. This is the first time since early January that we're outperforming the market. Great news. The main performance comes from Tesla. We are now up 3.5% in our portfolio thanks to Tesla. We're still down about 6.5% in the biotech portfolio. And just before we go into the discussion of today's podcast, some of the reasons why this outperformance is now happening. Today's news was that Tesla's doing a stock split. The stock was up about 7%. And we don't want to discuss this whole stock split situation. Obviously, fundamentally, it doesn't make any difference. But we believe that what's happening in the market is that we have a few vectors going against us and a lot of vectors going for us. What's going for us is that since the Russia invasion in the Ukraine, we have a de-Russianization of the economy, and Tesla's at the forefront of this. We discussed in our last episode, even the NIMBY problem now is one of the big de-Russianization vectors, and Tesla's at the forefront of the NIMBY, of the rethink of the NIMBY problem, which is one of the biggest assets actually Tesla has. In other words, the manufacturing ability of Tesla and the ability to build factories in places where you wouldn't have expected them to be built in the past. Those are the big pluses. On the negative side, we have, of course, the interest rate environment, inflation. We have COVID resurgence in China. Those are risks. And I think therefore we are still negative in the market for the year. That is justifiable. We hope that the interest rate environment will take care of itself through a slowdown in the economy and strengthening of strong companies like Tesla. This is our conjecture for the year. We still think that Tesla can finish the year in the 1200 range. It is now about 10% below that. And we believe that the biotech stocks are driven by data and results, and hopefully they can deliver on that front also. Now let's discuss the news of the weekend, which is actually more important for Tesla, and that is Andrej Karpathy leaving the company. Now, he is officially only on a sabbatical, but I would say when people announce sabbaticals and things like that, then this is the beginning of the end. So let's assume Andrej Karpathy is leaving the company. He himself has said he wants to leave to sharpen his academic edge and travel and all that stuff. And whatever, it is what it is. We believe that he has been a great asset for Tesla, and it is there's two questions here, of course. One is, what does it mean for Tesla as a company? And then second, now let's assume he is true. Let's take him by the word and let's say, okay, he wants to go sharpen his academic skills. What exactly should he be doing? And the reason I'm saying that is because that is kind of also what Tesla should be doing, because he was the head of AI, Tesla director of AI, and if he has to sharpen his skills, well, then that is what Tesla should be doing. So actually, let's start with the latter. So what do we believe Andrej Karpathy should be doing? And we believe the one thing he should be doing is he should be thinking more deeply about transformers for video. That is the key in our view. The relationship here is the following. We have transformers for video, which enable animation to become more realistic in a sense that it is based on real data and then animated, and therefore we can have a multitude of scenarios, almost Hilbert space type scenarios, maybe not Hilbert space, but a lot of scenarios that are based on real data. So reality, in a way, learned through AI and then animated. So this is you're starting with reality, you're training transformers, and then you're creating a virtual reality based on the trainings that you have from reality. And therefore, you have the ability to train your cars in virtual reality and do self-supervised reinforcement learning, which we believe is the key to the future. So this is the one area where we believe Andrej Karpathy should be doing more work. Now, this is not exactly vision, but it's related to vision. And let's stay focused on vision, because there are other things that we think AI at Tesla should be doing, and that is self-supervised reinforcement learning, but that is not necessarily the strength of Karpathy. So that's the second thing that Tesla should be doing. Maybe Karpathy should have more interest in that field. But what we believe he should be absolutely doing is transformers, because this is what we have said that since AI Day, we believe Tesla should be going into that direction, because self-supervised reinforcement learning, from our point of view, will be the future of any kind of intelligence, even the real intelligence, the physical interaction with nature, even that can be accelerated to self-supervised reinforcement learning. So a little bit like AlphaGo Zero, where they did interact with the real world through playing Go with first people, and then of course with other machines. But they've learned from scratch how to play this thing by self-play, by self-supervised reinforcement learning. So this would be our first big answer to the question, what should Karpathy be doing? Second, we believe that he should be looking at AI at scale, in a sense that we have, and he's done that, of course, throughout his work. There are certain things that Tesla is offering that are unique. It is a lot of test robots driving around, collecting data. So this is almost a new ComSci problem here, where you have to collect the data in a way that it's usable for future learnings. That in itself is AI at a scale that hasn't been existing before. And I think that that is something that I'm sure he could be doing some more research, or maybe do some academic work on that front. Now, third, and I think this is probably where this is going, this is now our conjecture. We believe that the reason Karpathy is leaving the company is because he's preparing himself to get back to academics. We don't believe that Karpathy will go to Ford or GM or something like that. This would be a huge waste of his talent. But if he went and, let's say, worked at a university, and maybe ideally at the university that Musk is starting in Texas, he could generate a lot more talent that way than as director of AI. And talent is the scarce resource when it comes to the fulfillment of autonomy as part of the mission of Tesla. So this is our hope, that if he leaves the company, it's still a big if, and we still hope that he doesn't, but given the situation, we assume he's going to leave the company. If he leaves the company, then he starts as a new tenure at a university, ideally the new university that Musk is building, and he builds all of these pieces, sort of puts the puzzle together with transformers, with self-supervised reinforcement learning. He sort of builds new frontiers in AI, and also educates, develops the talent that is necessary for Tesla to go from a self-driving car company to a full autonomy company. So this is what we hope is the case. Now, having said all of this is now, of course, the question, what should Karpathy be doing? Like I said in the prelude, it is kind of the question of what should Tesla be doing? And Tesla should be doing all these things. Now, Karpathy as a person probably can have the most leverage if he educates, develops more talent. This is kind of like a sports team where the best player drops out and becomes a coach and develops new talent that then gets fed into the sports team. Of course, that talent that he would be developing, let's say at the University of this Texas Institute of Technology, it could go elsewhere, and that's fine. This is not about competition. We believe that there's enough places for talents to go, and that it takes a lot more than just talent. But talent is an absolutely necessary ingredient into success. So this would be what we think is this is the situation to summarize the whole situation here. So Karpathy is asking for a sabbatical. Clearly, we believe he's going to leave the company. He has a lot of things he can do outside of Tesla, which will still be driving the mission of Tesla. That is, sharpen his academic skills as far as transformers for video is concerned, and sharpen his academic skills as far as AI at scale, particularly data management for AI, is concerned. Those are the two things that we believe are bottlenecks right now in fulfilling the mission for autonomy for Tesla. And third, actually develop the talent necessary in those fields so Tesla can continue scaling up the AI. Those are the three things that we believe that Karpathy hopefully will be doing on his sabbatical. And if he chooses to leave the company, he continues to do that afterwards. If not, if he comes back, he can still work on these fields, hopefully. And the key point here is that what we need is a transition from Tesla AI, from this, let's say, machine learning 1.0, data-driven, pattern-seeking, statistical analysis towards self-supervised reinforcement learning driven by intelligent video animation. And so this will be the first thing. Second, what we believe is also incredibly important is the development of talent, and that's where Karpathy could have an instrumental role through going back to academics and becoming a professor, driving those fields forward on the research side and also developing the talent necessary to scale up AI. Thank you.